Welcome to This Week in Vorshlag. It's December 26, 2016. It's our last video of the year. Let's take a walk through the shop. All right, we still have Project Danger Zone for sale, our 92 Corvette. Haven't tried real hard. I need to put this on some forums and maybe even on eBay. So look for that announcement on our Vorshlag page in the next couple weeks. All right, this 98 BMW 328i is almost done. It's a daily driver, track rat, air-conditioned, emissions legal car, but we've put a Bilstein suspension, Vorshlag camber plates, some Youngblood wheels, Magnaflow exhaust, and a couple race seats. Okay, we've done some aluminum door panels, some false floors, a couple of really nice seats. There's a Momo here. There's a Sparco Circuit 2 on a slider over there. Kirk Racing 4-point bar. We still have some prettying up to do in here, but this is really close to being ready to sell. All right, 69 Camaro is looking good. We got another week of work done last month, and we'll probably do some more in January. The ducted hood has a lot going on here. There's still a lot of metal filling to do, a really complicated shape, and more importantly, it's a complicated two-piece duct box. So there's a couple of coolers on the sides, a main radiator here. They all vent in the same box, which will seal to this upper duct box and make for a lot of downforce and extra cooling. Of course, the engine's set way back in the chassis, and we'll put another week of work in this in January. All right. There's a lot of BMWs in the shop right now. We've got four E46 M3s, two E46s, and a V8 E36. This one is a customer's car who loves this thing. He is a street warrior. He runs it pretty hard. And somebody else, another shop, did a valve lash, and immediately after it bent all the valves. So that's going to be a tough one. Going to have to replace the motor or at least a head. Come on. This is one of our customers' track rats, E46 M3. We've done a lot of suspension work, safety gear, upgrades, gauges, and we're about to do some brake cooling. I'll show that again in a minute on another E46. This is a car that was a northern car. We don't see much of those here in Texas, so it had some rust repair that needed to be done, and of course a rear subframe reinforcement, which is always fun on these. So the worst part of the rust on this whole car, beautiful car, but underneath was pretty rusty, the rear subframe, and I'll show some of the pictures of that here. Luckily we had another Texas rear subframe from an E46 M3. We swapped this whole assembly in to this car and removed 90% of the rust on the whole chassis. Of course, we did the reinforcement plates, rear repair, subframe bushings from PowerFlex, and diff bushings, R-tab bushings, limiters. So all of that's taken care of. It's good for life. This is my old toolbox. I've had it about 16 years. Some of my techs work out of this, and it's a disaster. After a decade and a half, a lot of the sliders are trashed. The drawers were overfilled and just damaged all the sliders. And it's so old you can't get the sliders anymore. So I'm trading this $1,000 toolbox, and my awesome wife bought me this $500 toolbox, which is, again, it's not professional grade. It's not what you would see a professional mechanic use, but for my rarely used tools, and some of the shop tools that get borrowed, it works great, and it's about 10 inches bigger and costs about half as much, so yay. So our E46 330, our daily driven track car, did really well in October at its last NASA event of the year. It won by quite a bit and almost beat the track record. With me and then with Paul Costas driving, we're really close, and we're still way down on power. But luckily today I ordered all the mandrel bends, flanges, merge collectors, mufflers for the entire exhaust system and full-length header we're going to build for this. So that'll be exciting. We're also going to get BMW Editor, which will let us do tuning on the E46 chassis. And Donnie, our in-house tech and tuner, will hopefully get us from 195 to 245 wheel horsepower, assuming the NASA TT rules don't change in January, and they probably will. So this is kind of a big build for us. This is a customer's E46 M3. We found this chassis, and he wants a ultimate HPE car, and we'll also be using NASA TT and some other competition. But pretty much an unlimited car. It's going to show off an engine from a shop that a buddy of mine runs, and that we'll be moving to Dallas very soon and be a part of as well. So a big 7.5 liter LS motor, making really big power. It's got MCS remote reservoir doubles, of course our camber plates. You can see the spindles here. We got these bead blasted and nickel plated, so they look nice. New hubs, our studs, our camber plates, reinforced the towers. And you can see the steering shaft. I'll talk more about that in a minute. The subframe's been reinforced. We haven't done all the bushings and stuff yet. And of course right here you can see the big power brake, 350 millimeter 6-piston fronts. So we're really excited to test these out. Every car we've put these on and I've driven on track has been pretty freaking amazing. Real motorsports level, two-piece billet, calipers. Really makes a difference over the OEM stuff. So out back, this is the tire we'll be running, 345 Hoosier, and it'll have a 335 on the front. We've already measured for wheels. The subframe in this car is currently missing, but it does have another set of power brake, 350 millimeter rotors, and 4-piston calipers for the back. So inside here, you can see it's got the aluminum door panels. The dash was just put back in. It's been sliced in half and reassimilated, completely gutted dash. Steering column's kind of special. I'll show some pictures of that. It's got an E-Pass electric steering assist that Ryan integrated with a factory column. It's going to be pretty slick. Another Sparco Circuit 2 seat on a slider, and we removed the bracketry that's in the floor to lower the seat another 2 inches, which will make this one of the rare cases where you can drive a fully caged car on the street without a helmet, because the seat is so much lower and your head's not in danger of hitting this tube way up here. In the back, you'll see a custom fuel cell. It's a 16-gallon cell that Ryan built that is narrower than the stock saddle tank, so we can fit a real exhaust through the tunnel, and puts the weight all on this side. That side will have a big oil settling tank for the dry sump system. Fully caged, carbon roof. Made a lot of progress on this in the past few weeks. Okay, we got an OBP pedal box, and you can see the clutch, brake, and gas pedals right here. Barely modified to fit in this car. It's made for an E46 left-hand drive chassis. And up here you can see the E-Pass electric power steering assist. It still has the factory tilt, and I don't have it supported at the back, but it tilts up and down here. The telescoping operation went away when we integrated the factory column with the E-Pass unit. CNC room's been busy. Ryan's been back here cutting metal. We've got a Focus, the new generation Focus, RS and ST camber plates. We made a batch of those. Of course, tons and tons of OEM style spring purchase for our camber plates for BMWs. And a massive batch of S550 Mustang camber plates. This is about our 3rd or 4th batch of these. We can't keep them in stock, so we're making really big batches now. That's what all of these are. So we'll be keeping up with volume on that. All right, here we've got Justin's E36 M3. It's a 97 M3 chassis. We've got a 418 stroker LS motor in it, so it should make about 500, 550 wheel horsepower. 4-inch exhaust, we just ordered all the parts for that. We built a 4-inch intake to take the LS7 style MAF, and radiator hoses are done. Fan, shroud, fan, really tight in here. When you start cramming all this in, when you got a really big aftermarket radiator, so it's a super thick core. So that was a little tricky. A lot of the wiring has been integrated and tucked behind the fender, so a little bit extra time there. Fuel system's all ready to go. Cooling system's almost done. What else we got left to do? There's a lot of wiring and just a lot of hours spent making the cold air box and all that, but it's wrapping up, and we should have this one fired up and running in January. All right, thanks for checking in for this video and for all of our YouTube subscribers this year. I didn't realize we had so many. We'll try to do more of these videos next year as we continue to build crazy cars. We've got some really cool shop cars planned for 2017. Our 330, we're going to race some more with the new exhaust and safety gear, and build something a little bit faster for 2017, and another class within NASA and some other organizations as well. The LS3 swap and the FRS, shop FRS, is going to happen fairly soon. But before that, we've got some new wheels and tires coming, and we're going to do some more track testing. I'm going to try to keep going out to MSR Crescent as often as possible. It's really given us a lot more feedback, and that testing about every other week at the track really has been helpful on our shop cars and customer cars alike. Power Brake has a whole new line of street brake kits. We're going to be testing those soon, but their motorsports level stuff is top-notch, and we're putting those on more and more cars. We should have our FRS V8 swap kit released probably days after this video goes live. We're literally just picking up parts from the powder coater, and we've got a lot of products ready for that swap. We've got some subframes we're going to be reinforcing and prepping those for people they can just buy and on an exchange basis, so we're started on that already. But motor mounts, transmission crossmember, they're done. Headers have been ordered, production headers, drive shafts, and now the CAN integration works. That's exciting. So a lot of stuff planned for 2017, and customer cars and shop cars alike. Thanks for tuning in. Again, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. We'll see you next time.